Hi, this is Deborah from Dinglefoot.com, and this week I'm going to show you a Father's Day card. I have my brown card and a piece of green pattern cardstock. I also have a leaf die cut that I cut on my Cricut. This is from the Storybook cartridge. I cut it at 3.5 inches, but I've seen that Sizzix and other die cutters have dies to cut things similar to this, so I'm sure you can find something to use. I also have a piece of corrugated cardboard. I just took a soft piece of cardboard that I had like this, and then just found an edge and just ripped it, and then tore a part off to use for my card. So I'll be using that, and Old Paper Distress ink, a Southwest corner punch, and I have water and an embossing stylus, and I'll show you what I'm going to use that for in a minute. I also have a button and some brown. It's kind of a yarn, more like a trim. It's really soft. I'm going to be using that also. So let's see what we can do with this card. First of all, I'm going to take my green cardstock and I'm just going to make a fancy corner on all four sides. So we'll go ahead and do that. Okay, and second, I'm going to take my piece of cardboard that I have here, and I'm just going to take my paper ink pad and just roughly run the edges of this around it, just to give it a nice coating. You can see how it's dark there. That will lighten up slightly as it dries. So just rub that right in there. Okay, so all we need to do with that one. And next, I'm going to show you a trick that I learned from a friend of mine for these leaves. What I'm going to do is put them on a surface here. I think I need to use the soft side here. And I'm going to spray it with water. This is a way to make your leaves just a little more dimensional. Just wet it down pretty good there. And then take your embossing stylus and just run it in there. Just be careful you don't break your stems because they're not very sturdy. But just make a rim with your stylus right around the edges of the leaves. Hopefully you can see that there. Okay, if they're wet, you want to hang on to them pretty good because it's so easy to rip them. And then I'm going to take my embossing heat tool and dry them, and that'll just give them just a little bit more dimension so they're not so flat. Okay, you can see my little leaves aren't so flat anymore. And another thing you can do is take your ink and use your ink foam tool and just ink the edges just a little bit. Just give them a little color. And then something I do too sometimes is just take my stylus and just kind of curl the leaves around it. You can see how they will tip up a little more. Just look a little more 3D than just a plain old flat die cut. Okay, so it's just a way to make your leaves look a little more lifelike. So what we're going to do, I'm not going to glue this green part onto my card yet, but I am going to glue the cardboard on. So let's go ahead and do that. That's going to go right here. And then my leaves are going to go on next, and I'm going to have them kind of like positioned on top like that, and then I'll glue down a few of the leaves also, but I want a little bit of it to stick up just for dimension. So let's go ahead and get those attached. Okay, now that my leaves are attached, I'm going to take my brown string and I'm going to wrap it around the left side of the card several times. I want to have an extra edge here that will be long enough to bring around this side. I'm going to just wrap this. It's a little bit better if you don't do it too neatly. Kind of have the strands separated just a little bit. So I just need a little extra on each side. And what I'm going to do is take my end of my string here, and I'm going to use a paper piercer or something and push it through one of the holes in my button. See if I can get it through there. It'd be better if I had a needle with an eye that I could get it through, but I'm just going to try to push a tip of that through my button. And I'm going to do the same thing with this leftover string here. We'll also push that through the button. Oops, thought I had it there. Doesn't want to do it for me. There we go. And all I'm going to do is just tie this. If you can see, it has come through the buttonholes there. And I'm just going to tie a little knot to keep it all in place. There we go. So we have a little button that is tied in place there, and then this whole thing goes right on the front of our card. So I'm going to go ahead and attach that. Okay. So this goes right on the front here. And hopefully I left enough room for my stickers to spell Dad. I'm just going to put it right there. But I didn't leave much room. So maybe I'll put it up here at the top. So we'll do it, yeah, we'll do it right up here. And after I get this on, that is about all we need to do to this card, and we are finished. Okay, there we have it. We're all finished. I hope you get a chance to try this card. Thanks for watching.